Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with an AP Varus supplementary guide. So as we all know, Varus can build pretty much anything he wants, and AP is of course just one of those builds. So let's kind of take a look at what you want to go for if you're going to build AP. So first up, we're going to start with the Gluttonous Grease for the AD and the Omnivamp. Of course, you can swap this to defensive boots when you pick up like 2-3 items. And then for the first item, we're actually going to get the nerfed Terminus. And in this case, losing 5 AD does kind of hurt a little bit, but since it's an AP build, you're really getting Terminus more so for the attack speed, the on-hit magic damage, as well as stacking resistances and stacking penetration. So stacking penetration is the most important part, because you can actually get up to 33% magic penetration just from this one item, and when you get your Riftmaker for the final 7%, you will hit 40% magic penetration before you even get Death Cap. So that's really where this is significant. Then you're going to the Gnasher's Tooth for, again, more on-hit magic damage, and also, of course, we get ability haste and attack speed. Now, at first, this is actually going to give you AD, because you have 35 AD here as well as 35 AD here, so 70 AD and you have 0 AP at this point. However, the moment you complete Riftmaker and get that 80 AP, this is going to convert into an AP item, which of course Varus has good AD and AP scaling, so either way kind of works. And then you go for the Riftmaker. Riftmaker, of course, most important part of Riftmaker is giving you the Omnivamp as well as the true damage on the passive, but also giving you pretty nice stats, a little bit of health, a little bit of AP. Of course, the Magic Pen to put you to 40%, as well as that ability haste. And then we have Death Cap here, gives you that huge boost in AP. And finally, for your last item, it is pretty flexible. So you do have a couple of options. You have something like Infinite York to help you just burst people down, especially when you're able to get them to low HP easily, which if you're really far ahead, you can kind of do. Also, you have Horizon Focus, because Varus has a lot of long-range spells which you can proc pretty easily, but I'm not too big of a fan of this one personally. Then you have other items like Crown, for example, for the safety, which you will see me go for a little bit later on in this game. And then you have Oceania's Trident for the anti-shield, but you really don't want to be building this one as a Varus, because you lose out on quite a little bit of other kind of damage or utility that you could have. Ideally, you want someone else on your team to build anti-shield if you really need it. And lastly, Runan's Hurricane. So Runan's Hurricane, I think, is a pretty interesting one, because you could actually go for something like this. Right? I didn't go for it in this game, but you could go for something like this, because you already have like 2 attack speed on-hit items. Then you have Riftmaker, just really strong AP item in general. And then you have Runan's, just to attack 3 people at the same time and proc on-hit onto 3 people at the same time. And I think this build could, be really good as well, but I haven't actually tested it myself. I just kind of guessed that it would work out pretty well. So for the runes, we have Lethal Tempo for the attack speed. Of course, with Varus, Phage Rush is always going to be an option, but I think just getting the attack speed and the attack range on Lethal Tempo is just going to be very useful, because this build allows you to both deal damage with your auto attacks as well as deal damage with your burst as well. Then you have Brutal, of course, because you auto-attack quite a bit. Giant Slayer works out really well in majority of matches, because there's generally always health on the enemy team. But you can also go for Coup de Grace if they're all squishy. And here I go for Bloodline for the Omnivamp, because we already have a lot of attack speed from our items. But you could also go for Alacrity if you want to. And Bone Plating here for the defensive capabilities. For the spells, as usual, we're going to go for Flash as well as Ghost. But you could also go for Exhaust if there is a lot of assassins on the enemy team. But with all that said, let's move on to talking about our gameplay. Alright, so let's take a look at our gameplay. So we're rocking a new, well, it's not new, but it's new to me, Project Varus skin, which I got from the skin sale that recently came to the game. Pretty nice, when they have a skin sale, which is really, really rare in Wild Rift, unlike something like League PC, or even other mobile games. But anyways, I digress. So let's get straight into it. We start off the match by eating a Pilt-over Peacemaker to the face. And we are against a Swain as well as a Caitlyn in this game. So honestly, the Glade is not too scary. The main thing that can be scary is what just happened to Seraphine here, which is if you get pulled in by Swain, you can get comboed by Caitlyn. And not even at level 1. You can get comboed by Caitlyn at level 2, level 3. But yeah, Seraphine literally just walks straight into the bush and straight into her death, and it's already a pretty bad start. Thankfully though, Swain gets the kill instead of Caitlyn, so that's a little bit of a redeeming factor. Seraphine runs straight back into the same bush where she first died in, and yeah. So here I'm just going to quickly clear out the control ward using the range I have, since Caitlyn's not in position to punish. And yeah, the lane is pretty alright, honestly. As long as we can dodge Swain's E, it should be fine. Even if we get hit by his Q and his W, it really doesn't matter all that much. And Caitlyn shouldn't really be able to kill you very easily unless Swain lands his E, in which case, as I said, Caitlyn can combo and you would be in a little bit of trouble. But aside from that, Swain is not a very big threat. In fact, he can be bullied relatively easily by Varus. So here we're just picking up, picking up some CS. Nothing too big happening. Now the interesting thing is that Caitlyn's not really trying to clear the wave. Normally Caitlyn's like to push or like to try to harass, but she's playing very, very far back. I guess pretty scared of Seraphine engaging, but Seraphine is pretty much missing her CC every time so far, so it's not looking too good. The wave is in a pretty horrible position. It's kind of stuck outside their tower, and it's still stuck outside their tower, so it's not a very good spot for us because we're very vulnerable to getting ganked by Vi. Of course, Vi is a pretty strong ganker. We're going to put down a ward in that bush to try to spot out Vi if she decides to come over. But for now, we're in the clear, just, trying to land my spells onto them. Swain gets caught a little bit. I get off like one free auto from that. But I'm not really in position to kind of follow up there. So here Seraphine is recalling. I'm trying to quickly shove this wave and then recall myself because I'm running out of mana. And Varus, basically, the time to recall is when you have enough money for boots, which is generally when you start running out of mana, which is me right here. I have basically almost 0 mana, and when that happens, you basically can no longer fight. So now is going to be that time to get back to base, get the boots, we even get an additional longsword, and restore our mana as we tick over to level 5 from passive XP. So you can see Vi is on the top side of the map, getting a kill on our jungler, as well as our top laner goes down as well. So we know that she's not on our side of the map, at least not for now. Here, there's no point in shoving because we can't get the wave in time, but Seraphine clearly doesn't get the message, so she decides to spam her spells onto the wave and is trying to auto-attack the wave. So I have really no choice here, so if you see your support is like trying to shove, then you kind of have to do it because otherwise it's just not going to work out. So here Swain catches Seraphine again, is running her down. Seraphine gets off a good ult. I'm switching focus to focus Caitlyn instead. Vi actually shows up and I have to flash away. If Vi didn't actually show up, I believe I could have actually killed the Swain as well, because Swain basically doesn't really do that much damage. So, and he already basically used everything on Seraphine. So I think if Vi didn't show up, not only would I have to not have needed to flash, but I also would have probably been able to pick up a kill on Swain as well. Now Swain trying to harass me on the tower, but he can't really land his spells. I mean, Swain W is really easy to dodge unless he lands his E, which he did not. So here Swain has a very weird recall position, so we're just going to stop him. He's not trying to walk back to safety, but now he is just getting auto-attacked down by me. So he gives over basically a free kill. So in the grand scheme of things, we did manage to get a kill onto him. Now here we're trying to back up our jungler, but we ran into a Caitlyn trap that was in the bush. Sorry, not a jungler, that was our mid laner. Our jungler is actually now coming to join the fight. We're getting bullets put into our back by the Caitlyn as we rotate over. Unfortunately, our jungler dies and we're soon to follow. We are able to output quite a decent amount of damage before we die, but unfortunately everybody on our team dies and no one is able to actually kill the Yone, which is very, very unfortunate. And yeah, the game is starting to look a little bit difficult because Yone is now 4-1, Vi is 3-0, and looking at our team, our Amumu is not doing too hot. He's 1k behind the set, and Viego is nearly 1k behind Vi as well, and MF is like 2k goal behind the Yone, so it's looking to be a pretty tough one. But you know, it's just 5 minutes into the game, so we're gonna see what we can, do about it. Now here we're back into lane, clearing the wave with our Q. One of the perks of building a little bit of AD into an AP build is, the fact that your auto attacks are still gonna do some damage, your Q is still gonna do some damage, which is why I pretty much advocate for going for Terminus every time you want to go for AP Varus, and don't go like literally pure AP, because that really isn't a very good build. So here we know Swain is actually has rotated over to the top side. Here you can see him at the Herald, so we know Caitlyn is alone. So here we want to try and take advantage of that by either harassing her or getting plates or both. So here, unfortunately, Seraphine not quite landing the spells. We're just going to focus on getting plates here. Caitlyn has relatively okay wave clear though. Swain is now taking the Hex Gate back down to the bot lane to join his Caitlyn, so we know that she is going to have some backup real soon, and I'm able to actually complete my Terminus, so I'm just going to take this opportunity to get a base and grab myself the Terminus, which of course is going to be a decent power spike. And now I'm going to quickly try to rush back to lane. Swain takes the fruit, doesn't really matter, misses everything again. And yeah, so here, just clearing out the minions, nothing too exciting. It's a pretty uneventful lane in general, because like both sides don't really have a very easy time killing each other unless a lot of CC is landed. Speaking of which, Seraphine does land some good CC onto Caitlyn, but I'm not really close enough, and she eats the CC herself. Now, I'm not sure why MF is really on a roam here. It's not like MF can really do very much. She, in fact, is about to run into Vi. Now, Vi runs into all of us. I'm trying to flash away. I exhaust the Swain. Yone is now coming in, sidestepping his ult here. Yeah, this is a little bit of a tough one. Just getting a ward there to check for Yone. Vi decides against actually going in, and here Yone goes in, hits me with his Q3, but I'm able to get off a couple of good shots. Caitlyn out comes in and kills me, but MF makes completely no effort to block for me at all, so I'm not sure if she just didn't care or she didn't notice Caitlyn ulting me, but that was a little bit of a tilter. Especially when you have like a basically full HP teammate next to you and you get killed by Caitlyn. Now that's just inexcusable for the most part. So MF instead now is just going to take my farm and apparently knock onto the tower. And at this point, my team is like 8k gold behind the enemy team in like less than 8 minutes. So the game is kind of a disaster, and it's going to be really, really tough to really get back into the game. But we're going to see what we can do, of course. I mean, not every game is going to be a game where you're stomping the enemy team or you're even doing well. Sometimes, you know, you do have these games where you're behind. Now here, Amumu is hiding in the bush. And this could actually lead to something, because unlike MF, Amumu actually has CC. Speaking of which, she engages onto the Swain. I try to follow up with the ulti, but Swain is able to step out of the way, which is a tad unfortunate. So no ulti for me. I proc MF's trap to just get rid of it, so it's not a problem later on. Amumu is still here, walks into another Caitlyn trap. We can see Yone actually making his way down, so we want to be a bit cautious here. We don't want to really get into it, because we know that he might possibly be in the area. Now Swain is trying to go for this ward. He has a super aggressive position and he's getting himself caught out. Hits a 3-man CC, but here Caitlyn gets caught by the Seraphine ult together with the Amumu ult, and we're able to get rid of her, and then Swain is soon to follow. So really just a misstep by the enemy team. Big time, honestly. But because of that, we do capitalize, and we're going to go for the bounty. So here we get the bounty. Yone is deep in our jungle, killing our Amumu and our Seraphine. We're trying to come over for some backup, but we're really, really low on mana. So we're trying to make our way down. I'm trying to get the snipe onto Yone. I don't believe I hit him. And now it's a little bit like weird, because here I realize I'm walking into his shadows. I'm realizing I have to run away because I don't have mana to cast anything, and I can only really auto attack, which I could have done there, but Vi is there, and if I just auto attack Yone, Vi is gonna go on me, and I can't even take the fruit, so I'm really just kind of stuck doing nothing because I have no mana. I can only auto attack, which, yes, granted, I am an ADC and my auto attacks are kind of useful, but at the same time, Varus relies a lot on his spells to output damage as well, so being able to only auto attack is definitely not the place you want to be if you're a Varus. So we finally back, we pick up our mana, and we get the components for Nashor's Tooth. Enemy team secures the second dragon of the game, and we're definitely in a sticky situation. Amumu takes the blue buff, which would have been very useful on me or maybe Seraphine. However, Amumu does hit a very nice CC onto 2, into Seraphine ult onto 3. However, just look at all these shields. We can't kill anyone. Swain's 1 HP. We finally kill someone, which is the set. We actually get a 600 HP shutdown. And we also get the kill onto Swain from Viego. Here the Caitlyn is really, really low, and unfortunately Vi comes in from behind, kills Seraphine, and kills myself. I try to trade onto Caitlyn with my dying breath, but Caitlyn survives on 1 HP. Now MF, I'm not sure what she's doing here. Gets completely caught up by the Yone. I'm not sure why she's channeling out there to clear the wave when Yone is literally right next to her and can just kill her, which is literally what he did there. So MF clearly not a good player. 2 and 5. and Yone has like about double MF's gold. And at this point, by the way, MF is flaming the entire team and saying how she has a trash top lane, jungle, support, ADC, and whatnot. But arguably, she's the worst player among the 5 of us. But anyways, not like that really matters. Now we have respawned. We're making our way back here, and we spot a good opportunity. We really want the shutdown onto Yone. We get the 1k shutdown. We get the kill onto Vi as well. Swain is the next target. We get a triple onto him. Caitlyn realizes she's run into a fight that her team is all dead in. I need to really hit the snipe here. I get the quadra onto the Caitlyn, and just from that one fight, I believe I got like close to 1 full item's worth of gold. I mean, we got a 1k shutdown on the Yone, a 600 gold shutdown onto the Vi, and then 2 kills on top of that to boot, and now we get the objective bounty. I literally believe that that will instantly be able to get us, you know, a full item. Another objective bounty here, completely insane. And now we're really gonna need to back off, because not only do we have no wave, but the enemy team is going to respawn. Now someone is pinging for Baron, and this is a horrible idea. This is how you throw a game that you literally just got back into the palm of your hand, right? So the enemy team made a huge throw by giving me a quadra kill, right? We took 4 kills and 2 objective bounties onto the turrets. Now we have kind of got back a lot of gold. So here I pick up my entire Riftmaker. I pick up my QSS as well. But what does my team do? My team tries to ping for Baron. Viego decides to invade camps for some reason, and thankfully Yone is throwing the game again. He walks up way too far, overextends, and we're able to pick up another kill on him, who is the most fed member of the enemy team. But you really don't want to be throwing the game when you just got on the game back. You don't want to be going to Baron. So here, speaking of Baron, enemy team is going to Baron. Why? Because Viego's dead. I eat a huge set W because I stood in the middle, unfortunately, but we're able to get rid of him. We're able to get rid of the next target as well. Vi engages onto me, but Caitlyn can't free hit. I'm focusing Caitlyn first because Vi has used up all of her spells. And at this point, I'm able to kill the Vi. And yeah, we're able to pick up the triple kill. Enemy team does get the Baron, I believe. But everybody is dead, so they are going to lose a lot of tempo on the Baron because of that, and we are likely going to be able to actually pick up another objective bounty here with the mid lane inhibitor. Yone tries to ult me, but I simply sidestep it. He gets stun bursted down, and he dies again. So Yone has now gone on an inting spree where he literally died 3 times in a row to me, and that's amazing. You know, that's amazing. Music to my ears. And there's another huge wave in bot. But we don't want to be too greedy with that bot tower because the whole enemy team has respawned. They're likely to hit over there to defend it. And we really want this blue buff, so we quickly grab the blue buff share, denying the enemy team some gold there as well. And I'm really close to death cap, so I'm trying to take the raptors here to get to my death cap. And that's going to give me just enough. I'm going to pick up the death cap. Final dragon is coming up. Of course, that is going to be soul for the enemy team, and I'm on a really huge power spike. I have 15k gold now, most gold in the game, and I'm back in a position to carry. However, unfortunately, if you take a look at the situation, my MF has just entered her life away. My team is still pretty far behind. We're 3k gold behind collectively, and we have a 2-7 Amumu, a 2-6 Viego, a 2-7 MF, and a 0-6 Seraphine. So literally, my whole team is feeding, and I'm struggling to keep them afloat. Now, thankfully though, the enemy team has not been doing a very good job of actually focusing me. They've been focusing a lot on my team here. I spot Yone, so I'm just going to walk away. He decides to try to ult me. I know he's going to snap back, so I don't actually ult him. The enemy team does secure the soul though, because we can't really contest. I mean, Viego did try to go in and steal, which I think is an okay thing to do, but I can't get anywhere near the pit with Yone zoning me out. And honestly, at this point, my life is the most important thing for my team to protect. Right? If I die, we basically just lose the game because all of my team's goal is on me, and I need to stay alive so that I can do the damage like this and kill all of them. And unfortunately here, there are multiple 1 HP health bars. Now, this fight could have turned out a little bit different where basically it could have been a case where all of them died here and only Set was left alive. But unfortunately, they all kind of survived on 1 HP, which is really unlucky. Here I'm deciding to actually go for the wave instead of the Set, but Set actually ults the Seraphine into me, and I'm basically just able to just kill the Set because he literally brought himself to me. I wasn't really interested in even killing him. I just wanted to get the wave and push the wave out to prevent the minions from causing too much damage. But since he just entered, why not? So at this point, I'm thinking that I do more than enough damage. So what I really need here is safety. So this is one of those rare cases where I'm actually going for a crown as a last item because I'm thinking Crown can protect me against, you know, a random Swain grab, a random Yone ult, a random Vi ult, even a random set flank or set ult or whatnot. I think that's the really highest value purchase I can get for my last item. And that's why I'm gonna get exactly that. So we can see Caitlyn and Vi in the top lane. Yone is getting caught out again. He goes down again, and Yone has gone from like 10-1 to 10-6, and that's kind of one of those classic ones where you get so far ahead and you just start playing like an idiot and you just start inting your life away. Amumu here gets his recall disrupted. I honestly thought there could be an opportunity here to actually fight, but Amumu didn't have ult, and the enemy team seemed like they don't really want to fight, they just want to disrupt backs. Now Viego has been consistently inting, and because of that, Baron from the enemy team is always going to be a threat. Now, we have a huge problem here. Number one, our jungler is dead. Number two, the enemy team is going to Baron. And number three, we have a huge bot wave pushing in on the opposite side of the map. And that could literally end the game if we're not careful. But unfortunately, we have to kind of contest the Baron, and hopefully we can contest it fast enough that we can respond to the wave in the bot lane. Now, Viego's making his way here, but we all know he's not going to make it in time. Baron is 1 HP. I tried to snipe the Baron as Vi gets charmed, and MF could have stole the Baron there if she actually targeted her auto attack to the Baron instead of, I don't know who she was attacking, but anyways, we pick up a double here. We have to try to salvage the situation by killing people, and we kill Caitlyn, we get a triple, and the minion wave has reached our base, so we really need to back and clear the minions, which is exactly what I'm doing. Now, no one else on my team is even bothering with the game-ending push from the enemy minions. Like, if no one kills the minions here, we lose the game to minions, and my team just doesn't care. Which is incredulous, right? They're just pushing mid lane, which is gonna get us nothing. Like, why are we pushing mid lane here? It doesn't make sense. We can't end the game here. The enemy team has Baron, and like the Baron buff minions are gonna stop us from ending the game. We can't end the game. We have to go for the Elder. So here, I pick up the red buff. You know, no time to wait for Viego here. We want to push out this bot wave as far as we can without putting ourselves in danger. And in this case, we know only Swain and the TX is actually on the map. The rest of the team is only just respawning, so we know we're safe to actually clear this wave. Now, we need our team not to int and to contest Elder Dragon properly. Now, the slight issue is that the enemy team can actually try to end through bot while we're contesting Elder if they want to, because they also have the Baron right now, and that's a little bit risky. But we're gonna have to see what we can do. Double ward goes in to check for the Elder. I still have my crown up, so I'm not too scared. Speaking of which, my crown goes down. Nice Seraphine ult hits onto multiple people. Set comes for me in the backline, but I QSS to stop myself from getting caught by him. Unfortunately though, my team is all kind of dying and I'm taking a bunch of damage, so I'm gonna have to kind of run away. And any team is just running us down. There's only me and Viego alive right now, and the Elder is up. Now the good news is that my jungler is still alive, for now at least. He looked like he was just about to end his life away there, but my jungler is alive for now. Elder is up, and if the enemy team goes for it, we might be able to try to steal. But at this point, they have Baron. They're a little bit too strong, and they're trying their best to end the game. So here, I missed my ult onto the Swain. Unfortunately, I'm trying my best to clear the minions, but you know, it's not happening. The enemy team just ends the game, and this one is actually going to be a big L for us. So, you know, we all lose games from time to time, and honestly, in this one, I did my best. I tried to carry my team, but it just didn't quite work out. I mean, you guys will see the stats here as usual. As the hard, I really tried, but you know. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.